What's up guys, today we have a Ragnarok Odyssey review. This is the packaging, just get to the packaging first. It comes with the game card of course, and a Gunslinger DLC code. I'm not sure if all packages have it, but my Chinese version with English text does. And I'm not sure if the NA version which comes out on the 30th will have it, but hopefully it does. It comes with a promotion code, Gunslinger. The stats of the armor aren't that good, so if you don't have it, don't bother. It's fine. Nothing to shed tears over. I don't really like the manual. Of course, the Vita no longer, actually most games in the Vita no longer have any full color manual, at least the full one, the one with the controls, pictures and all, like the PSP did. But it comes in the game card itself, because when you open it, oh man, fail. When you open it, it's actually in the presentation on the console, so let's check that out later. It also comes with the original soundtrack. This might be a little bit of freebie that Data Blitz, maybe GameStop over there gives you, but I'm not sure if all of them as well have it. Mine did certainly, and all of those copies in the store came with the original soundtrack. Very nice cover art here, a little bit blank on the back, but what can you expect? This comes with I believe the OST of the whole game. So let's go ahead and get on to the gameplay. I hope you guys can hear that awesome music. One of the main key points of this game for me is how good the music is. The OST, as included in the original soundtrack CD I showed a while ago, is amazing, and you can see the graphics are great too, at least the artwork. The graphics, of course, are anime style, and maybe not as good as those photorealistic games as Call of Duty. However, they're still very impressive for a Vita title, at least a portable title. I take that back, not Vita, because the Vita has very nice photorealistic games as well, like Call of Duty and Resistance. But let's go on to some gameplay aspects here. You have the Sword Warrior, the more well-rounded of all the classes. Hammersmith, attack-based. Assassin, agility and critical based. Of course, the Katar is a weapon, cool-looking weapon. The Mage, of course, the attack and damage area. It doesn't attack as fast as the others, but still hits pretty hard. And the Cleric. Of course, Cleric does a lot of healing abilities, etc., etc. Still attacks hard, has one of those I think it does have the highest DPS, assuming you hit one of its skills. The Hunter also is one of the support classes of all the classes. That sounds pretty weird, but a Hunter is more of the supporting class. I tried playing single player with the Hunter, it was pretty tough. But the Hunter still has its use, of course, in multiplayer, which it excels fantastically, because it allows this other class like the Sword Warrior to take the hits for it. Now once you reach level 2, chapter 2, whatever you want to call it, you can actually switch classes to any you want. So you can be a Hammersmith, an Assassin. Let's go with Hammersmith for example here. And aside from that, it actually saves the last equipment pre-select you had. So let's say you switch equipment and you switch classes, it's going to save that equipment. So the next time you switch to it, you'll have that same equipment equipped. And of course the Gunslinger, and don't worry, it doesn't really have that good of skill, so if you don't have it, don't cry over it. You see a lot of equipment here, a lot of weapons at least. Armor as well. Armor you have to buy them, so they're a bit rarer to get than the rest of the weapons at least. And one disappointing thing is a lot of them are just recolors of the same weapon. I'll just show you some of them. Alright, let's see that. Oh no. You can see that it's red. They're different weapons, but they're just recolors. Red. Of course the colors change though, and you can see this one's different. I think so far I've unlocked 2 kinds of different looking hammers. Different colors, and they look different from each other, at least slightly with the colors, but you know what, nonetheless you know that the diversity of how they look is not that different. However, the armor though, they look all different from each other. Can't flip that, of course. Look at that. Gunsling, of course, those are the costumes, these are the armors. And one other thing we have to address is the cards. Now, this is one of those things that I found very fun, because you have to tactically choose them. So let's say you want this one. It selects a certain amount of, fills up the bar there a little bit, so that means that extra part is the ones you have left to select other cards. So let's say that, and it's filled up, so you can't select anything else. Aside from that, you actually have an 8 card limit. So that's one of the things you have to ponder on when choosing cards. And the potions are regular RPG stuff anyway. There are a lot of missions to select in this game. There are huge assortment. I'm only in chapter 4 and yet there's so many you can choose from here. Look at that. There's a lot of them. All of them, and they're very easy at first, and they gradually get harder. So if you're a noob to RPGs, don't worry, you can still play this game because it's very gradual. There's no steep learning curves here. It favors button mashing, so for most of us hardcore gamers, you'll have to worry a bit when you get further because you need to hardcore mash. Alright, you can't get through by pure strategy. Mashing is required. But you see there's a lot of them. And unfortunately, some of the quests that are unnecessary, like collecting, are required to progress further in the game, so I try as much as possible to skip those, but you usually have to anyway. The graphics of this game aren't the most impressive, but they are near PS3 level. You can see the amount of detail and lighting that is shown here, just impressive. Along with the sound of the waterfall, you can hear it. Let's go ahead to the boss. See, almost no loading times when you're in the quest itself. Of course, very impressive the graphics here, especially with the boss. This animation is great, nearly flawless. Of course, cinematic scenes are a bit lacking because when you do damage to the boss, it doesn't reflect in the cinematic scenes. But overall, the gameplay, you can see a lot of button mashing. As you can see, I'm doing here. Of course, I'm not really playing, I'm just button mashing, just to show you how it works. And you can see the artwork still remains the same even when you get to the boss levels. Now you may ask yourself, as a title like Monster Hunter, does it have any story at all? And my answer is yes, it does have a story. Not a very detailed, not a very deep one, but you can see it's a very anime story, very shallow. Well, what else can I say? It's very shallow. Not the most deep games. Of course, it's about orcs, basically. Not orcs, giants. So after Ragnarok, you're against the giants. The humans survive, but the giants are still alive, and it's basically a battle to whoever gets to the top. And you can just go around town. If you want to experience the story, you can just talk to everybody. I'm just going to tell you more about the story and get deeper into it. But of course, it's purely optional. You can just jump from quest to quest without problem. It's not going to be necessary to really have fun with this game. One of the best parts of this game is the fantastic music. You can see such epic music right there. Really fits the mood of the game, really fits the artwork as well. It really goes all well together to make a better game experience. And I haven't progressed so far to unlock most of the soundtrack, but even here, from this very few sample of 3 tracks, you can see it's a very good soundtrack. Fantastic OST, props to whoever the composer was of this one. Now for the final verdict, should you get this game? If you're a Monster Hunter fan, get this game day 1. Pre-order it or whatever, it's not yet 30th anyway. Basically, Monster Hunter fans will love this game. It's highly addictive, not as much grinding as Monster Hunter anyway, and not nearly as complicated, but still very fun and highly engrossing. I really got into this game. I started playing at midnight and all that stuff. Now, if you're more of a Call of Duty fan and on the edge, check out my other gameplay footage. Either upstairs, check out the more videos, or down below, I'll post some links. Basically, if you're a Call of Duty fan, you should really get to know this game through its action and its gameplay, which is fantastic. I'm not much to say about Call of Duty games because I really have not played them quite as much as this one's. Now, if you're a Hello Kitty fan, however, you're more of a I'm a Barbie girl, then stay away from this game. Probably isn't for you. Aside from that, guys, you guys should definitely subscribe and check out my other videos. Click the link upstairs and check out my channel. Check out if you like some other videos and definitely subscribe. Makes everybody happy. And in the end, we all win, right? Thank you guys for watching. Bye.